WRCCA Pro Rally Championship.
Half of the World Rally Championship season starts now. Dubbed the Safari of Asphalt, this unique sealed surface event is not as it appears. Hang on, as round 8, the Rallye Deutschland is next. I'm Ralph Shaheen, and welcome to the World Rally Championship. A high-octane, high-adrenaline battle of man and machine against the planet's harshest environment. So far in 2003, there's been ice, snow, and lots of gravel. But now it's time for tarmac, where the action gets fast and furious. This is the WRC's Rallye Deutschland. The rally is based around Germany's oldest city, Trier, in the heart of the Mosel wine region, close to the borders of France and Luxembourg. The rally's geography makes it a unique event. The fast vineyard stages punish brakes. Then there are the world-famous bomb holder stages, normally a tank testing facility, where the huge curved stones are poised to rip a wheel off. Finally, there's Saarland, 60-mile-an-hour plus stages, where the temptation to cut corners could be bad news for your tires. The season is at the halfway point, and the championship race is just too close to call. Colin McRae is yet to win in the Citroen, but he's still in the thick of the points battle. Teammate Sebastian Loeb took his debut win here last year, and you can count on him to be flying again. Marco Martin's behind the wheel of one of the fastest cars in the championship. Can he follow his winning grease with yet another victory here? 10 points for the win in Cyprus puts Petter Solberg in contention. Just 1 point ahead of the Norwegian is world champ Marcus Grunholm. He's never won on tarmac, but don't count him out. It's been a great year for Carlos Sainz. His victory in Turkey has helped put him second in the championship. Leading the points race is Richard Byrne. The Englishman's only 1 point ahead of Sainz, and he'll be going flat out to protect his lead. But this is the man they'll all have to beat. No one can twist and turn on tarmac quite like Gil Panizzi, competing in Germany for the first time. These are exciting times for Skoda fans, with the Fabia making its long-awaited debut. Also under the spotlight is Armin Schwartz. Over 250,000 fans are cheering for their local hero, and he'll be hoping to put on a show in his Hyundai.
Well, we haven't seen you for 4 weeks since sunny Cyprus, but with me now in Germany is Nicky Grist. Now, Nicky, there's been no rally action, but lots of discussions about rule changes behind the scenes.
Yes, there is. The FIA want to add 2 extra rounds to the championship in Japan and Mexico. They also want to reduce costs by making the crews recce in their rally cars. There's 2 variations on that, but it's still yet to be decided. But of course, the most interesting one is the third driver rule.
Now, explain exactly what that means.
Well, any team that runs a third driver, the third driver driver must not have finished on a podium in the last 3 years. So, of course, that leaves it wide open for speculation of who's going where.
Now, there's two particular teams that will affect, and that's Citroën and Peugeot. Any gossip about who might move where?
Well, I've got a feeling that Gilles Panizzi and Harry Rovanperä are the ones that are going to miss out in Peugeot, but I've got a feeling that Tony Gardemeister from Skoda here is probably going to take that third slot. But then, of course, it's back at Citroën. What are they going to do? They got Sebastian Loeb signed up. I think Carlos has done an excellent job, and I've got a feeling that Colin McRae is the guy that's going to miss out there.
It's very interesting, all the drivers moving around, all the discussions going on, but we are here in Germany, and this is not the drivers' favourite rally. The biggest story here really is Skoda's new Fabia. They've got the car smaller and lighter than they've ever had a car before, so they're expecting big things. But who do you think will really win?
Well, I know it's not the drivers' favourites, and even the tarmac experts dislike it, but I've got a feeling that Panizzi is going to pull through. Even though he's got some damaged ribs, he says the pain is not as bad as when he drove San Remo with a damaged shoulder. So I think he can perform, and he's going to be the man. I'm
going to go for Sebastian Loeb again. He won here last year, but the stages are tricky, aren't they? Can you describe what the stages are like?
Yes, we've got a lot of mixture of surfaces. They're cleaner than they were last year, so it should make the rally faster, but we've got some very iffy weather, and weather crews are going to be feeding back that information here for tyre choices. If we get wet weather, that's going to make it really difficult on the crews, and there's so much danger at the sides. Anything is possible in those conditions. We saw it last year. Well,
there you go. It's all wide open, as ever. Plenty of rally action this weekend, though.
All right, Penny, Nikki, thanks. It's just after 10 o'clock in the morning, and first out of the starting blocks, championship leader, Richard Byrne. Surprisingly, the Englishman is yet to win a rally this year. He makes his intentions absolutely clear right from the start here in Germany. Peugeot driver's fast, very fast actually, as he guides his 206 around the open country roads.
60, flat right 80, flat left 20.
He sets the quickest time on both of the morning stages, proving why he's the championship leader. Let's compare Burns with his teammate Gilles Panizzi, who's on the right. The Frenchman is a tarmac specialist and is expected to do well here, and he appears to be quick, but he's off the pace. Maybe it's because he's still struggling with a broken rib that he suffered in testing, or perhaps he's slow because it's his first time here in Germany. Turns out to be neither. The dirty road surface is a problem. Both he and Marcus are struggling to find grip because the cars in front of them are clipping the corners, dragging debris, rocks, stones, and gravel up onto the surface, making it very slippery. For Burns, the pressure's not coming from any of his teammates. It's Colin McRae who's applying the pressure. The Scot has to prove a point on this rally. As you heard before, changes in the regulations mean he's fighting to earn a drive for next season. Teams will only be allowed 2 drivers who've been on the podium in the last 3 years. Citroën have re-signed Sebastian Loeb, and that means one of their other 2 drivers, 95 world champ Colin McRae or double world champ Carlos Sainz, will have to go.
6 right and left 30. 6 left tightens cut, 30, right tightens to 6 minus into 6 left, and 6 crest into 6 left and 5 left, and 4 right line opens to 6 over crest, and long right tightens to turn slow 4, and 6 right minus, don't cut, and 6 left over crest line into 6 left over crest cut, into long 6 right through tip maybe, 35 left cut, into 6 left over crest and here, 5 left minus over crest, cut into left and 6 right, 100. 6 left and right tight to 4 minus, open 70. Hairpin right, slippy maybe, 50.
Well, Colin McRae has had his shot at the opening stages, and Carlos Sainz is up next. We'll see how he handles the pressure when we return. Welcome back to Stage 2 of Rallye Deutschland. Despite all the tension about who will be the second driver next year at Citroën, it's a solid start to the rally for Carlos Sainz. He finishes 7th, just 7 seconds off the pace.
cuarta, tierra para 1, derecha buena más corta en el cierre ras, abrirse, derecha buena más en quinta, porque en el cierre mucho ras, acaba rápido con mucho ras, para izquierda rápido con sexta en el cierre ras.
Sebastian Loeb's future with Citroën is safe. Frenchman claimed his first WRC win with the team in Germany last year, and he also makes a great start to his campaign here this season. Sebastian is third quickest. One thing that will be different about this year's Rally Deutschland as opposed to last year. Last season they ran the vineyard sections and the bomb holder sections on different days. This year they will all be on the same day, which will greatly affect the setups, and of course means a lot more work for the crews back at the service park.
Et attention, 7 de l'Est pour droite 140 plus. 7 de l'Est concorde. Et droite 90 plus Concorde. Droite 90 plus Concorde sur Cauchy. Cauchy et Cauchy sur prime pour 40 mètres gauche 100. Cauchy sur prime pour 40 mètres gauche 100, 70 mètres.
Petter Solberg won in Cyprus 4 weeks ago, but now the Norwegian is facing the tricky test of tarmac. Things aren't going too well.
Early 6 right bus and short.
It's a small scare for Petter, who's feeling under the weather as he spins. He gets going again, and Solberg guides the Subaru around the hillsides, pushing hard to make up lost time.
5 left of a press, keep in, 5 right minus half long into flat short, 6 left open, 60, caution line into 6 left minus turn narrow 5, and line into 6 right.
He overshoots the junction, and his performance is not up to par.
Why though? 6 right, tightness, big cut, 5, 40, flat and short, 5 left, 50, black crest, and 6 right plus, early 6 left plus, into short, 5 right, keep in over gravel, 30, short, 4 left, opens, 30, line into short, 4 left minus, tightens over crest, 40, short, 6 left minus, the slow, 6 right plus, 30, turn tight hairpin right, tightens, 80, small crest, caution 40, turn unseen, tight hairpin left, double tightens narrow.
This weekend is also the debut of the new Ford Focus on tarmac, and it's looking impressive. Marco Martin matching the pace of the leaders.
For long crest and 4 plus left. 750, 6 minus left, 6 minus right. 130, 6 left. 50, right tightens to 4. 150, junction 1 right, here.
But the biggest debut of the weekend is the eagerly awaited Skoda Fabia. Only 15 days of testing have been completed, so this rally is all about development. But already, Skoda's baby has teething problems. Something wrong with the anti-lag system. The throttle won't respond quickly enough for Tony Gardemeister. After 2 stages, this is how they look. Championship leader Richard Burns is just 2.5 seconds ahead of his British rival Colin McRae. The Fords of Marco Martin and Francois Duval are also going well. At the other end of the leaderboard, pre-rally favorite Joe Panizzi has left himself with some catching up to do. Back at service, there's mixed emotions about the opening stages.
Richard, a double stage win, a terrific start.
Perfect start. We've really had no trouble at all. The car was spot on. A little bit slippery in the first stage. Maybe the tyres were a bit cold and we had a few slides near the beginning, but apart from that, it was good.
Peugeot teammate Joe Panizzi isn't quite so happy.
Gilles, how's your performance been this morning?
The road for the moment for us in our position is bad, very dirty, and for me I had some problem with the brake at this time.
Over at Subaru, the reason for Petter Solberg's poor performance becomes clear.
Petter, not a brilliant start for you this morning.
No, that's how it is. First stage went okay. Second one not very good. We went straight in junction. I'm not feeling well, so I'm taking some stuff now to see if it helps.
Do you feel that's affected your performance behind the wheel?
Yeah, I am down on power myself. I don't have the last kick.
We'll have more from Germany right after this.
Next up, the tank training area at Baumholder. Lying in wait, Hinkelsteins, designed to keep tanks on the roads. These massive concrete blocks are buried deep in the ground, but unfortunately cannot always be seen. As Solberg found out last year, these immovable objects are not forgiving, and ended his rally immediately.
Thanks, Nicky. At just under 10 miles, stage 3 is the first of the afternoon. Petter's still not feeling 100%. And at the start of the stage, he manages to avoid the Hinkelsteins, but he's still off the pace.
Into turn, unseen, narrow, don't cut short by left, 6 right plus.
Things go from bad to worse when he goes off the road again. Even the smallest mistake can be costly on this unforgiving
6 right
event.
plus 40. 6 left plus 250.
Carlos Sainz is having a great season. A solid finish this weekend would certainly help his championship bid.
Cuidado con izquierda después rasante, abrirse, acá buena más posible, quinta, se cierran rasante, 1, rasante fondo derecha para izquierda rápida, más.
Like Petter, Carlos also misses his mark and overshoots the turn. Teammate Colin McRae is looking impressive, pushing hard, trying to make up for retirements earlier this year. But he also carries way too much speed into the corner and suffers the same result. It's cost Scott a lot of time as he tumbles down the leaderboard from a promising second to 6th overall.
Here's a classic example of a top driver on the limit who slides straight on at a junction. Colin McRae has tried to brake as late as possible to gain a fraction of a second on his rivals. But racing tyres and gravel don't mix. The wheels lose grip and you've seen the result. It's impossible to take the corner. He ends up losing much more time than he could have ever gained.
The new Ford Focus is really fast. The improved suspension is working well for Marco Martin. Modifications to the car really starting to pay off.
100, long crest.
The Estonian is fastest on the stage and is now chasing rally leader Richard Burns. Joe Panizzi's grabbed another gear. The Frenchman's flying through the stage and goes third quickest. Marcus Grönholm is also picking up speed. He moves up to 4th overall.
Vasen täys, 100. Oikein nopea silta. 5 ja vasen nopea risteys. 8 ja vasen nopea risteys. Long sand. 20 easy.
Rally leader Richard Burns continues to push his rivals. He's second quickest on the stage.
Easy left cross in to flat left minus, go 60, easy left in long. 100. Rightish straight crest, 70, braking okay, slight left 40.
Halfway through day 1 and Richard Burns is still in the lead, but Marco Martin's impressive performance has slashed the gap to just under 2 seconds. Welcome back to Germany. Nicky Grist tells us about the next test, stage 4.
This stage has a mixture of different road surfaces. There's smooth and rough tarmac, bumpy and abrasive concrete. This test has some very fast sections and the crews are slowed by using laybys similar to this one. Here you can find gravel and dirt, and on a racing tyre can cause some surprises. Dry conditions is one thing, but if they get caught out by rain on a dry tyre, it's another story. Aquaplaning, slippery surfaces that are always changing, with no grip from the tyre, makes it extremely difficult.
Rallye Deutschland is the only event in the WRC calendar to take place in Central Europe, attracting over 250,000 people.
Avec
Armin Schwartz is a local favorite, but there's not much for his fans to cheer about at the moment. The Hyundai driver is struggling with turbo problems and is way down the leaderboard. The Skoda fans are out in force, hoping to catch a glimpse of the brand new Fabia. But Tony Gardemeister's got problems as well. He suffers 2 punctures and the Finn's off the pace. But the main priority for the team is development, and that means as much stage time as possible. 94 world champ and Skoda teammate Didier Auriol is also aiming to get to the end of the rally. Fans of Sebastian Loeb have made the journey from nearby Alsace, that's Loeb's home region.
100 mètres, face flèche, gauche 90. 30 mètres, droite 80 000 quart d'oreille. Droite 80 000 quart d'oreille, 80 mètres, attention. Droite gauche 120 moins et 3. Attention, droite gauche 120 moins et 3. 200 mètres, droite à fond plus. 200 mètres, droite à fond plus. 250 mètres.
And Sebastian's giving them something to cheer about. The Frenchman is blisteringly quick, moves up to 4th overall. Tommy Mäkinen is off the pace, suffering with gearbox problems. But that doesn't stop the 4-time world champ from pushing hard. Richard Burns has been running strong, but on stage 4, a bad vibration caused by a puncture on the previous stage is affecting his performance. He loses the rally lead and drops to second.
Go 100. White max, long, 100.
But Marco Martin is the man on a mission.
Right here in.
The Estonian claims the top honors on the second stage in a row and takes the overall lead, despite losing the anti-lag system 10 miles from the end. He can't get full boost, but the Ford is still good enough to take him to the top of the leaderboard. This is the first time in a long time that Ford have led on tarmac, and they're not going to want to give it up. Marco heads off to service now, and the team has 20 minutes to try to fix his anti-lag problem. Meanwhile, Tommy Mäkinen is down in 9th, and the new Skoda of Tony Gardemeister is even further down the leaderboard.
Tony, 4 stages completed now. What's your verdict on the car?
I start to feel better and better for sure on the car and like this. And last stages was quite okay. For sure there was a bit slippy, but there was more fast and like this, and they suit much better for the car for me.
What have you learned today about the Fabia?
Yeah, we have learned that there's still some work to do, but at least the car shows the potential, and Tony's car is running without problems so far.
Marco, I understand you're quite surprised to be leading.
I'm happy to be leading. Actually, I had a good feeling that our new car is good on tarmac, and now we managed to prove that it's quite good. Yes, and if we can get everything right, we should be able to fight with everybody.
We were expecting the car to be competitive. It is, so yeah, it's good for everybody, for Marco, for the team. Everybody worked really hard for that, so that's fantastic.
With 2 fastest times, Marco Martin in his Ford Focus has shown he can break the French team's domination on tarmac rallies. With Virtual Spectator, we can see he is consistently ahead of his closest rivals. At the end of this, the longest stage of the rally, he was quicker by 9.5 seconds. And with 4 tarmac rallies before the end of the season, Ford can still challenge for the title.
Ford may be in serious contention, but the French manufacturers are going to be hard to beat. Stage 5 from Germany is coming your way right after this. We're back to Rally Germany in Stage 5. Marco Martin has a 12-second lead, but he's in real trouble on the second run through Stein und Weinfeld. He's lost the 5th and 6th gears. Manual. He's changing over to manual shift from the hydraulic system, which means disconnecting the handbrake and using the lever as the shifter. It's a tricky maneuver when you're under pressure. Time's ticking away, and Marco has come to a complete stop. The Ford can't really be fixed until he returns to the service park, but there's still another stage after this one. That, of course, is bad news for the Estonian. He's been looking really good this weekend, and again, the Ford is plagued by mechanical problems. Just look at the frustration on his face. Now that he's disconnected the handbrake, Marco cannot spin the car around the tight hairpins, which of course costs him even more time.
106 minus.
A minute. Marco, you've obviously had problems. What are they?
They only have first 4 gears. Don't have 5th and 6th, so we had to stop to get it to manual, and there was a tight hairpin. We could not turn around as well, so we lost a lot of time.
Subaru's Tommy Mäkinen is also having problems.
Tommy, what's the problem?
All coming out from the power steering.
Mäkinen slows down even more on stage 6. Needed a good result from this event to boost his hopes for a contract for next year, but all appears to have gone horribly wrong. Marco's day is not improving. The Estonian picked up a time penalty for arriving late at the start of the 7.5-mile stage and has to drive using the manual shifting system. Bad news on a stage full of hairpin turns.
30, flat right.
Earlier in the day, Ford had 2 cars in the top 3. Now Martin's dropped to 10th and Francois Duval is down in 7th. Following the demise of Martin, Richard Burns' lead is safe for now. Sebastian Loeb is on his tail, the Frenchman looking completely in control as he guides the Citroen around the classic vineyard stage to set the quickest time. Just behind him is world champ Marcus Grönholm. The Finn still looking for his first win on tarmac, but he's up to 3rd overall. It's business as usual with the top 6 cars, all of them French manufactured. Burns leads the rally by nearly 8 seconds over Loeb, but he'll have to watch out. Grönholm is just 1 second behind in 3rd. Due to the gearbox problems, Martin is way down the leaderboard. Mäkinen won't even make it through the day. On the way back to service, his alternator failed. The Finn is out. Marco did make it back to the service park, but no longer leads the rally.
Marco, this is no longer going according to plan. You've lost the lead. What happened?
What happened? We basically had a gearbox problem. We lost 5th and 6th gears, and also the normal gear shift. We could not shift with the normal lever. Had to go to manual, and that also meant that we couldn't use handbrake. And on those stages, there is many tight corners where you need to use a handbrake to get around, and we didn't have that possibility, so we had to stop a couple of times in reverse and try to get around somehow, and that cost us a lot of time.
It had looked very good. You were breaking the dominance of those French cars, the Citroens and the Peugeots.
Yeah, but not this time, I think.
Big attack tomorrow?
We'll see what happens tomorrow. We lost too much time to get the result we really want, but I think we still can get some points and the finish. We'll see how we feel tomorrow, and maybe we can have a big push tomorrow.
Last year it was very close with Richard, and this year, for the moment, it's the same. It's very difficult to find a second somewhere, and we have to push very much.
I'm here at Peugeot service with Richard Burns. Richard, it looks good for me. Must be good for you.
It's gone really well today. Yeah, we've had a little bit of problem with one of the tyres, just one of the mousse inside vibrated a bit too much on the long stage, but apart from that, it's been a perfect day.
What about tomorrow? I mean, with this mixed fortune on weather, there could be thunderstorms. Obviously, that's going to cause a few problems. How do you feel?
It could do, but it was supposed to be raining today as well, so we'll see what happens when we wake up in the morning and plan accordingly.
Okay. Well, what about next year? I mean, of course, the big news is the 2 drivers have got to go. Any news for us on that yet?
I'm afraid not.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck for tomorrow. Good luck for tomorrow. All the best. Well, that's Richard Burns. Good day from him. I hope it goes well for him tomorrow. But just some final snippets for you. On these driver moves, I've just been speaking with the guys from Hyundai, and apparently they've been offered by Jimmy McRae, both the McRae brothers, you know, almost buy one, get one free kind of situation. But it was quite evident on the stages to me, it's Colin's drive for survival here. It's not his survival in the Citroen, but I think in the World Rally Championship, it's going to be a very tense few months, I think, for Colin McRae, and I think there's every possibility he may even end up without a drive next year. Well, that's all from me then, Ralph. I'll pass it back to you.
Thanks, Nicky. Jimmy McRae, of course, the father of Colin and Alistair McRae. Hard to believe, Colin McRae, a world champion, maybe without a ride. Stay with us.
You're watching Rally Deutschland.
We're back to the action at the Rally Deutschland, and there's been some overnight rain. The crews are greeted by a very cold and misty morning here on day 2, which means they face mixed conditions. Tarmac roads are damp, so tire choice is going to be crucial on the next 2 stages, 8 and 9. This is Francois Deval's first outing in Germany driving a Focus, but these stages are similar to the roads in his native Belgium. He's chosen the right tires and reaps the rewards. Deval moves up to 4th. His former teammate Colin McRae, however, is struggling.
It's a bit humid just now and drying out, so it makes it very difficult to make the right tyre choice.
What have you gone for on the first stage?
A slick, but it doesn't feel brilliant.
The 95 world champ has reason to be concerned because his hunch proves right.
Cut. 120. Slow, 4 left over crest, tightens.
The Scot is slipping and sliding all over the place. His Citroen teammate Carlos Sainz is happier with his tire choice, but he still has an eventful start to the day. Obviously, even the most experienced of drivers can get it wrong on occasion. Nicky Grist knows what it's like to be on the wrong set of tires.
As you've already seen, the choice of tyres on tarmac rallies is critical. The decision is down to the driver, but it's based on information given to him by his tyre technician, his gravel crew who have driven the test earlier, and also the weather crews who are on the stages. Colin McRae made his choice, but it was the wrong one. He chose this racing tyre, designed for dry tarmac roads. What made the problem worse? It was a hard rubber compound. But de Val's information must have been totally different. He's visibly better through here. He chose an intermediate tyre, which as you can see has more tread and a softer rubber compound to gain much more grip. The teams also require a rain option. This tyre is basically an intermediate, but extra grooves have been cut to the edges to help clear the water from the tyre surface and grip in the tarmac. If they get the choice completely wrong, it all falls apart.
The rain's holding off on the first two stages of day 2 here at the Rallye at Deutschland. Sebastian Loeb goes fast enough to keep third place 14 seconds off of the leader. But there's a battle brewing for the top spot. World champ Marcus Grönholm has teammate and rally leader Richard Burns in his sights. The morning's damp, slippery conditions seem to suit the Finn.
K-right long cut. Slippy maybe, 80.
And it appears that Richard Burns cannot match Marcus's pace. His lead is cut by nearly 9 seconds. As Richard goes into stage 9, just 7/10 of a second separate him from second place Grönholm. The Finn is going flat out trying to take the rally lead, reaching speeds over 90 miles an hour. But can Burns hold him off? Watch how late he brakes going into this junction, working hard, trying to hold on to any advantage he can find. Nicky Grist has more.
Now Burns is trying hard. He needs to break 13.5 seconds to hold on to the lead of this rally. It's going to be close. Grönholm's done it. I wonder from here, can he win his first tarmac rally?
70, 6 minus right into 4.
All the attention may be on the battle up front, but Marco Martin sets the fastest time on stage 9. Maybe down in 10th after gearbox trouble, but he's not giving up just yet.
70, crest and 4 plus right. 20, junction hairpin left.
This is Marco's 50th WRC event.
250. Easy left. 250.
Top two Peugeots swap positions, then come the Citroens of Sebastian Loeb and Colin McRae. Scott made up some time in the last stage to move ahead of Francois Deval by just 0.3 of a second as the crews headed back to service.
Richard, you've lost the lead. What was the problem?
Not really a big problem, just wasn't really confident enough, I think mainly in the braking areas in those first two stages, the first one especially.
Can you get the lead back?
I'm going to have a go now.
Sebastian, a few people getting the tyre choice wrong this morning. What about your choice?
I think it was not the best. We chose some slick tires, and the first stage was completely wet, and it was a lot of mud in the corners, and the reaction of the car were very brutal, and it was very difficult to keep on the road, and we lost a lot of time. Especially Marcus was very fast, and he made a difference.
The weather is always the problem here. It's raining and not raining. I don't know with the tire choices if they are all correct, but I hope.
Out on the stage, the team's weather crews are gathering up-to-the-minute data so that the drivers can try to make the right tire choice. It's just starting to rain at service, but 25 miles away, the stages are dry. The crews hold off their decision until the very last minute. Right now, slicks will be the better option, but it's an hour before the stage starts, and the gathering clouds mean it's going to be a gamble. Stick around to see whose tire choice pays off and whose doesn't.
Now you've already seen the Skoda Fabia out on the stages, but now I've got the chance to show you Didier Auriol's car in a lot closer fashion. It looks totally different, but on the mechanical side, the engine is basically the same, but they've lightened the crankshaft, again to lower the center of gravity at the front end. But also the transmissions are different on these cars. Tony Gardemice is running some totally new system, which they're keeping secret, but he's using the standard manual shift. Didier Auriol's using the old Octavia transmission, but with the paddle change on the steering wheel. Now, the cooling system has changed on this car. They're using split airflow system, very similar to what we find on the Ford Focus. Now, Skoda is the only other team in the World Rally Championship that uses the Rega suspension, the fantastic Rega suspension as fitted to the Ford Focus. In this car, they've managed to get extra bump travel, which is really going to help them on the rougher gravel rallies. But the one thing that's most noticeable on the outside is the size of this car. It's 20 inches shorter than the Octavia, and the wheels are now positioned on each corner. Gone are the old days of throwing in the Octavia. This car, in time, is going to turn that much easier. But of course, the one thing that's also visible is this massive spoiler on the rear. It's going to help pick up more traction by giving more downforce on the rear of the car. Now, this is the exterior. Let's have a look on the inside. Every new rally car we see is moving on with totally new innovations, and the new Fabia is just one of those cars. There's carbon fibre everywhere in here to lighten the car's weight. The seating positions, here we're sat much further back than we are in any other car, virtually smack in the centre of the car, but also a lot lower down, lowering the centre of gravity. From this position, I have got a job to see the road ahead of me. But you know, winning rallies and being fast in rallying is not just about brute force and horsepower. Now there's so many other little intricacies to help improve the performance of cars. Now, Skoda are not singing their praises just yet. They've only done 15 days of testing for this rally alone. They've got a long way to go, but they're just looking at this rally just to pick up information and look to the future. The drivers are going back to the army area at Baumholder, with more of those dreaded concrete slabs at the roadsides. For the next two stages, there are numerous surfaces which are forever changing, all with different levels of grip, with possible mud and maybe even rain. All of the drivers have chosen slicks, and if it does rain, it could be a major disaster. Driving ability will always be a big factor, but in here they will also need some luck.
First on the road is local favorite Armin Schwartz. Fortunately, it stays dry on the 12-mile test, and no problems for the German or any of the other drivers. On the next stage, it's not the rain that causes problems for Marco Martin, but pace notes.
Right camber, 100, 6 minus.
Marco's
right.
advanced crew has taken out a crucial bit of information.
150, 3 plus right.
Why didn't you say that?
They took it off. 150 crest. Henrik took it off.
Okay.
This part of the stage was used yesterday.
33 plus left and 3 minus left. 70. What you doing? 70. 6 right.
To co-driver Michael Park's surprise, the Estonian goes the wrong way.
80.
Towards the end of the stage, the rain starts to fall, yet he's pushing very hard. Despite an incident-packed test, Martin remarkably sets the quickest time. Marco was lucky to miss the bulk of the rain, unlike the rest of the drivers. Following the retirement of his Skoda teammate Didier Auriol, Tony Gardemeister just wants to finish this event. Means more testing time for the brand new Fabia. Unfortunately, he breaks the drive shaft and smoke from his tires getting into the car. He stops to make the necessary repairs, but loses 10 minutes. The question is, can he make it back to the safety of service?
Opens of a crest, 150.
Petter Solberg wasn't feeling well yesterday, but he's had a good night's sleep, and the Norwegian's starting to push the limits.
Small jump, 16. Slow, keep left of a long crest, 20. 6 right minus half long.
The impact from that big jump damages the rear wheel of his Subaru as he desperately tries to claw into the points. Gil Panizzi was the pre-rally favorite, but he's had all kinds of problems. The tarmac terror is still struggling with the brakes on his Peugeot 206. Frustrating times for the Frenchman, who's unable to match the pace of his rivals around this classic bump holder stage. Sebastian Loeb sends out a warning. He's very fast, and he has his eye on the rally lead. The lead, however, belongs to Marcus Grunholm. He's not about to let it go. The world champ has never won on tarmac and has to protect his position. Early rally leader Richard Burns is now under pressure from Loeb for second place.
To fast right.
On such an unforgiving event, any mistake is going to cost you tons of time, and the Englishman cannot afford to have any mistakes such as that. The seconds are ticking away. Just 4.5 seconds separated these two drivers going into stage 11, so keep your eyes on the clock on the right for Burns' time.
Flat right, long.
He is nowhere near fast enough and is now dropped to third. Grunholm has a 9-second lead over Loeb, with Burns a further 19 seconds behind. After all his problems, the new suspension on the Ford has given Martin the pace to move back up to 5th overall.
Richard, you're heading the wrong way down the leaderboard. What's the problem?
I just made a couple of schoolboy errors in that last stage. I overshot one junction when it was starting to rain, and I also went the wrong way at a split junction.
I always problem with the brake again. I can brake late. For me, it's difficult, and it's more difficult when it's wet.
I didn't just say that. They took it off. 150 crest.
Yeah, it was handbags at dawn, really. It was one part of the stage where we were actually cutting completely off the road behind the Hinkelsteins, and the gravel crew, when they went through, thought that it wasn't on, so they took it off. When we got there, Marco recognised the place and still cut the corner anyway, and then had a go at me for not reading the cut. So I had to go back saying it's not my fault, the bloody gravel crew took it off, try to blame it onto them. So it was dissolved after about 30 seconds of arguing.
After breaking his drive shaft and losing 10 minutes on roadside repairs, Gardemeister makes it back to service, but the mechanics have a lot of work to do. At the top of the leaderboard, things are really getting close. So join us after the break, where 5 of the world's top drivers have a real shot at winning the Rallye Deutschland. Welcome back to the WRC's Rallye Deutschland. Tony Gardemeister still in trouble despite drive shaft repairs back in service. On the second run through the Erstweiler stage, he's going very slowly. He makes it into the next stage, but the Finn has no choice but to retire. It's a disappointing end to the debut of the Fabia. Skoda wanted to finish the rally to gain as much experience as possible to help with the development, but both cars are out after a day and a half. There are 2 main battles in this rally, one for the lead and another for third. Yesterday, Marco Martin plummeted to 10th place when he suffered gearbox problems. Today, he's fighting back and is setting some blisteringly quick times. He's in 5th and still pushing. On board with him now, on the bottom of the screen, follows telemetry. It's a very important rally for Ford. It's close to the team's European headquarters in Cologne, and the rally actually passes by where the street-going versions of the Focus are built. Martin is chasing Colin McRae, 8 seconds ahead in 4th. Early on, co-driver Derek Ringer wasn't reading the pace notes fast enough for Colin McRae's liking. Let's see if he's more on speed for Colin.
Minus 100. Come slow left. And 6 right. And left. Tightens to 6. Opens over crest. 200. Left over crest. Tightens to 5 plus. And the left over crest tightens to 4 plus. and turn slow 3 left.
Richard Burns must be feeling the pressure as Martin and McRae are quick and perilously close behind.
60. Fast left plus in 30. Medium right plus low. Flat left 70. Long crest to fast left plus low.
He started the day as a rally leader, but now he's just fighting to hang on to third.
60. Easy right plus low. Tight 70. Easy right low.
Which of course means he can't afford to make any mistakes.
60. Flat right, 70 braking, K right tight, slippy exit, to flat left, long, 60 flat left, long, to flat left, braking 50, K right minus.
To give you an idea of how tricky this rally is, in one section of this rally, Phil Mills, co-driver for Petter Solberg, made 47 pages of pace notes for one section alone.
40, flat right in 100, flat left 50.
In the battle at the top of the leaderboard, second place Sebastian Loeb has Marcus Grunholm in his sights. Just 6 seconds separate the two drivers going into stage 13. Once again, Loeb is very fast. But Grunholm is going to fight all the way to the finish. He wants that first asphalt win very badly, and you can see the determination on his face. But is he fast enough to keep Loeb behind him?
Ja pitkä nyppy, oikea eri pyöree. 5 ja oikea nopea risteys.
No, he is 8 seconds slower than Loeb, and Sebastian is now the 4th different leader of the rally. Grunholm has to settle for second, and just look at the fight for third. Just 1.7 seconds separate Burns, McRae, and Martin for that final podium place. All these battles are far from over.
Sebastian, third leader of the day, and it's you. You must be happy.
Yes, sure, but it's only 1 second, so it's very, very close. And you have to continue like this, not to make a mistake in the choice, not to make a mistake on the road, because it's a lot of mud and it's very difficult conditions.
Colin, you got yourself in a very, very big battle for third place now.
Yeah, no, it looks good. We just have to try and get the better of everyone.
Have you found the going quite tough today?
No, it's been okay. I mean, okay, the bomb holder when it started raining was very tricky. We had the wrong choice this morning, so there's not a lot I can do about that, but no, it's been okay.
There's been a bit of a gamble with regard to tyre choice for Marco Martin. Just explain it for us.
I think the whole day's been a bit of a gamble in one sense, because you've got changing conditions, no fixed pattern as to the weather. But obviously we've elected to run a slick tyre on the next 2 stages. And hopefully that you might not get both stages right. So basically, it's a bit of a balancing act to try and find out where the weather's going to be. So we'll just have to really see what the outcome is.
Only 2 seconds separate these 3 drivers in the fight for third. Can the new Ford of Martin continue to catch the proven French cars of Burns McRae? Stick around to find out. Stage 14, at service, weather, and tires has really become a factor, making tire choice extremely difficult. Marco Martin chooses a slick tire, but as he heads into the stage, the heavens open up. He has no grip in the wet and pays the price for his tire choice with a slide off.
Marco, you're on slicks. Was that the right choice?
No, it wasn't. It was difficult to drive.
Colin McRae and the rest of the drivers ahead of him have chosen intermediate tires for these wet conditions. It is without a doubt the right decision. The Scot is quick on these fast Saarland stages. Richard Burns is the man under pressure. He has to set a good time to keep the chasing pack at bay to hold on to third. In a position like this, McRae is a formidable opponent.
Fresh 20, easy left, plus 50, flat right to fast left.
Burns doesn't get the job done. McRae moves his fellow countryman back to fourth. Sebastian Loeb is regarded as a tarmac expert. He won this event last year on his first attempt and is looking pretty solid to make it 2 for 2. Sebastian exactly where he left off in 2002, in the lead. Marcus Grunholm is on his tail, and these slippery conditions benefit the Flying Finn. He's 0.3 of a second faster than Loeb and takes the stage win. On to stage 15, which is 10.5 miles long. Now it's dry in Bosenberg, and after the last stage, Marco Martin's pessimism about his tire choice might be premature. Marco blasts through the stage with a time that will be tough to beat. It's been a remarkable comeback, and he might just end the day by snatching Colin McRae's third. How badly does the Scot want that podium? Well, his career could depend on it. It's been a day full of change at the top of the leaderboard, and these conditions mean anything is possible. McRae is still chasing Martin hard.
6 left minus open, 70. 6 left over crest, 50. 6 left over crest, 50. Turn at 2 left. Into 6 left. 50. 6 left open and long.
He's just not quick enough. Third place slips through his fingers to Martin. But it's a Citroen who ends the day in the lead. It's going to be a big task for Sebastian Loeb. Grunholm wants the 10 points that would come with the Rallye victory in his chase for his third World Championship. Away from the championship battle, the day ended on a high note for privateer Roman Cresta. He showed the big boys how it's done at St. Vendel, the super special stage. He took his first WRC stage win. At the end of the day, too, Martin's done a remarkable job to break the French team's domination of Rallye Deutschland, but a win for either Citroen or Peugeot looks likely with Loeb and Grunholm going head-to-head on the final day. Outside the top 8, it's been a tough rally for Petter Solberg, while Freddie Loix and Armin Schwartz battle on for Hyundai. Let's check in with Nicky Grist.
Well, Ralph, we've had some real dodgy weather today, and now that the cars are on their way back to Parc Fermé, it's started to rain yet again. But for me, the star of today has been Marco Martin. He's had some fabulous stage times, rocketed back up the leaderboard and put him in third place, up for a good fight tomorrow. But for me, the question is going to be about Marcus Grunholm and Sebastian Loeb. The gravel expert, Marcus Grunholm, he's got to take on Loeb on an event that he won last year and he's an expert at. I think Marcus Grunholm is going to have to work pretty hard. But saying that, we've got some dodgy weather coming in tomorrow, so that may play a big, big part.
Marco, you've made up 7 places today, a mixture of strategy and speed.
And a bit of luck. So it was a good day. Yeah. We had some moments and some luck on the way, and some good tire choices, and the car was absolutely spot on today. No worries. So all together it worked quite nicely.
Sebastian has a lead of 5.5 seconds. That's not a huge margin for you.
No, it's not so big margin, and tomorrow if it's wet, I think I can catch him if we are in same conditions.
You feel that confident of victory?
Not confident, but I will try.
Lots of fans here want you to win tomorrow.
Yes, sure. I will try to do it, but it's not easy. And how I say, tomorrow everything is at zero. We have to start a new race.
Tomorrow is indeed a brand new day, Sebastian, but the fight with Marcus Grunholm is far from over. Stick around. You don't want to miss this one. Considering Sebastian Loeb win Rallye Deutschland for the second year in a row. Outstanding on tarmac, he's already triumphed in Monte Carlo this season. But he's got a double world champion on his tail. Marcus Grunholm's won 15 rallies, but they've all been on gravel. Loeb hasn't got that kind of experience, but in these parts, he's king. 5 seconds is all that separates the rivals, and look at the battle below them. Ford's Marco Martin is third, but he's being chased by Colin McRae and Richard Burns, who's fighting to protect his championship lead. Based around the city of Trier on the borders of France and Luxembourg, this is the only rally run in Central Europe. Fans from all over the continent will be watching today's final 6 stages. Nicky Grist caught up with Sebastian Loeb.
Well, Sebastian, it's a bit early for me. I don't know about you, but it's going to be a great day ahead and a great battle. Can you win?
We can win, but it will not be easy. Marcus wants to win too, and he's only 5 seconds behind me, so that's nothing for a long day like this, especially if the condition will be raining. So we don't know exactly for the moment what will be the weather, but we have to push and we'll see.
Okay, so really for you, if it's dry, it's a better option for you, do you think?
I think it's a better option for everybody, because it's very difficult here when it's raining, because you have a lot of cuts and a lot of mud on the road, and it's very difficult to keep on the road. I would prefer it if it's dry, but if it's raining for everybody.
Okay. No, well, it's very difficult, I know, but to win a tarmac rally in these conditions, it's a rally well earned. So good luck. I hope it goes well for you.
Thank you.
Let's hear from Penny, who's at the stages, to tell you more about them and the weather.
Thank you, Nikki. Well, the rain that has been forecast out here on the stages this morning hasn't yet arrived, although it's looking very cloudy and overcast and is definitely threatening. The rally cars have to complete 6 stages today, 3 stages repeated twice. The first of those 2 stages are very similar and run through these beautiful vineyards. The roads are incredibly narrow, just more than a car's width wide, so the cars have to be incredibly precise, and if the rain does arrive, it's going to make it very, very tricky for them. The third of those 3 stages is much wider and more open and runs through a few little villages. Again, very, very beautiful out here. So they'll run those 3 stages, they'll go back into service and run the 3 stages again. Whatever happens with the weather, it's going to be fantastic rally action. Now back to you in the studio, Ralph.
Thanks, Penny. Now on to stage 17. Out of the starting blocks and ready to do battle is Marcus Grunholm. The Finn grew up on gravel, where it's all about controlling the car as it slides around the stages due to the loose surface. Here on tarmac, he needs a different driving style altogether, braking later and trying to straighten out the corners to carry greater speed. There's no doubt he's adapting well to this driving style, but after 79 rallies, that first victory on the asphalt still eludes the double world champ. Sebastian Loeb's rallying background is the complete opposite of Grunholm's. He grew up on the French tarmac roads, and so the rising star has lots of experience on this surface, even though this is only his 32nd rally.
Gauche 130 et droite 130 points et droiti et attention gauche 5 plus et gauche 140 sur droiti.
The Frenchman has 2 WRC wins to his credit. Both victories were on tarmac. Another win here and he'd be right in the thick of the battle for the championship. Nicky?
This surface is not his best, but Marcus is really pushing hard here. Oh, he's very late on the brakes here. He's very lucky to get away with that. He just gets the slot in time. He will have lost some time here. He's driving very well, nice and smooth, a very tight line round there, keeping the momentum going. These cuts are absolutely vital. You can just take it that little bit quicker. Oh, he's very late into that. Oh, that's quite a nasty hit there. Yeah, he's not so happy.
Loeb started this stage with a 5.5-second cushion over Grunholm. Let's see how much of an advantage he has after the fins incident. The gap is more than doubled. Loeb extends his lead, and the Citroën team are delighted.
This is the damage. Yeah.
There's a bit of work to be done for Grunholm between the stages. Colin McRae starts the day in 4th and has come out fighting, setting the quickest stage time. The Scot is chasing down Marco Martin for 3rd. The Estonian's cause isn't helped by the fact his co-driver Marco Park is not feeling well. Richard Burns is pushing hard to extend his championship lead and hoping for a podium spot. He's in 5th. He overshoots exactly the same location as Grunholm. And amazingly, Peter Solberg does the same thing. 5 stages to go, and Sebastian Loeb extends his lead ahead of Grunholm, but Martin's facing increasing pressure from Colin McRae for that final podium place.
Let's circle back to...
This next stage is similar to the last one. These vineyard roads are mostly fast and narrow with a lot of tight junctions. The surfaces are consistent, but there are some nasty bumps and curbstones to watch out for. Colin McRae was quick straight out of the box this morning. His confidence for sure will be on a high, so this similar test should suit him. Burns, despite his overshoot, was still quick. But the man that needs to pull his socks up is Marco Martin. His 3rd place is in jeopardy.
Richard Burns claims to love these classic tarmac stages through the vineyards.
150, fast right plus OK to slight left.
And it's reflected in his speed. The Englishman is very quick.
Long 40, long slight crest 60.
But not as quick as fellow countryman Colin McRae. The Scot is absolutely stunning this morning and sets the fastest time on 2 stages in a row. That puts immense pressure on Marco Martin, who's been suffering with mechanical problems throughout the rally.
30, short 5 left, tightens minus, here. Something's wrong with the diff, isn't it? 30, easy left.
The front differential is broken,
40,
and he has to complete the rest of the stage with rear-wheel drive only. How much bad luck can he have? The car is now handling very badly, stepping out sideways, and Martin's just thankful
50,
he's on tarmac rather than gravel.
Cut, 3 left in. 50.
Marco goes as fast as he can, but he drops below McRae on the leaderboard, and now he's only 2 seconds ahead of Richard Burns.
Something broken in the transmission, we have only 2-wheel drive.
The biggest question on this car is its reliability.
Confusion. I think the performance here is there for everybody to see, and with such a new car, I know one thing, I'd rather be in this position of setting 5 fastest times yesterday than sort of having a new car and not being competitive. So I think the great thing is that we are very confident that these sort of reliability issues we can address. And with 3 asphalt rallies to go towards the end of the season, I think we're going to be in a very strong position.
There are also problems for 2nd place Marcus Grunholm, who's still struggling with his steering, allowing Sebastian Loeb to extend his lead. The gap is now increased to 15 seconds. And Colin McRae's moved in front of Martin. And his teammate Carlos Sainz is down in 7th, and we'll be right back.
6 right tightens to 3 narrows.
These vineyard stages are not easy. Check out this action.
30, short 6 left, 5 right open. 50, 5 minus left narrow in.
6 right, 5 left in, 30, 4 plus right, 50, care, 6 right, 20, jump left, 30, 6 minus left, easy right, 70, flat left tightness to 4 minus narrow, and 4 minus right, 20, 3 plus left, 3 plus right, 20, 4 left don't cut, 20, 3 plus right, 30, 3 minus left, camber, opens long, into 3 plus 4 plus left, 30, 3 left tightness to hairpin,
Marco Martin makes it look so
2
easy.
minus right, 20, braking, short 6 left, 2 right.
We're riding on board with Grunholm, and this is a tarmac rally. But just check out the surfaces in here.
Oikein eri 5 ja oikein -5 ja oikein nopea risteys, älä valuta. Ja pitkä nyppy 5, vasen hidas. Ja vasen pitkä eri helppo, 250.
All that in the rain with dry, slick tyres, a driver's nightmare. We're riding on board with Burns on a great selection of roads. There was nobody better to ride with. He was fastest on this stage.
Stay with us. More Rallye Deutschland coming right up. Rallye Deutschland, stage 19, the last stage of the morning, and Carlos Sainz sets the fastest time. He's struggling in 7th. The Spaniard is aiming for some valuable championship points as he's currently 2nd in the standings. He needs to impress. Carlos is fighting with Colin McRae for that open seat at Citroën next year. Richard Burns appears to be benefiting from his road position. Rain is in the forecast and he needs to try to get through the stage on his slicks before the rain starts.
Left, then it's okay, 150, fast right plus okay, to slight left, 50, flat right, cut long, 40, long slight crest, 60.
Marco Martin's trying to handle the Focus with just rear-wheel drive, which will be even tougher when it starts to rain.
Crest flat right, 50, 5 left tightness to 3.
He's 43 seconds off the pace of stage winner Sainz.
1 tightens and long left.
Colin McRae has had a great start to the final day, but the roads are getting slipperier by the minute.
Into.
Once again on this rally, the changing weather conditions will make tire choice a roll of the dice.
70. 5 right, tightens and narrows, straight 170. 50.
McRae drops below Burns and out of a podium position.
The stage is clear for Colin. Well, let's knock at that. All right.
At the end of day 2, Marcus Grunholm claimed he could win the rally if it rained on the final day. It looks like his prayers have been answered. But he still has to beat this man, Sebastian Loeb. However, the Frenchman is starting to struggle in the wet condition. At the start of the day, he led by 5.5 seconds. On stage 17, Marcus Grunholm's steering problems played into the hands of Loeb. Another quick time on the following stage and the gap increases to 15 seconds. But look at the difference the rain makes. Grunholm's right back in the thick of the battle. With the benefit of that dry run, Burns is ahead of McRae and Martin. Sainz is up to 6th, while Petter Solberg is now in the points after overhauling Panizzi. In the Rallye Deutschland, both the Hyundais of Freddie Loix and Armin Schwartz are looking to improve on their recent reliability record. Coming up, an action-packed service park as mechanics desperately try to fix their driver's car. With rain on the way, tire choice still has a big part to play in the Rallye Deutschland. Welcome back to Germany. In the service park, local hero Armin Schwartz is relieved to see his Hyundai mechanics as he's suffering with a fuel problem. Just 20 minutes for all the teams to make any repairs before the final 3 stages.
Colin, can you make it onto the podium?
Yeah, at the moment anything's possible, especially with this weather. So,
Sebastian, Marcus Grönholm has shown it's easy to make mistakes today.
Sure, and we were close to make some mistakes in the last one because it was wet for us, it was raining, and at the starting line, Marcus, when he started, it was dry, and when I started 2 minutes behind him, it was wet, but now we are leading with 9 seconds, 0.6. That's not enough to slow down, and we have to continue.
You said last night, if it was raining today, you could win. Can you win?
No, still it's possible, but I lost too much maybe on the first one when I did a mistake, so I'm not sure.
Tyre choice for the last 3 stages?
It will be wet tires, but it will be raining, I think.
How on earth do you make a tyre choice now when you're taking stages in 2 hours' time? Virtually impossible.
It's really difficult. I mean, we're lucky because we have got somebody here to help us with the weather forecast. It's pretty accurate. But sure, I mean, the last stage, we don't do it for another 3.5 or 4 hours. And to predict what the weather's going to be then is quite tricky. It's raining more now anyway.
It's a huge decision. Tire covers hide the Peugeot choice from spying eyes. A human barrier provides extra protection for the team's secrets. The Ford mechanics are working flat out on Martin's Focus. The clock is ticking, and even the team boss provides a helping hand.
We've looked at the center diff, the front diff, and the shaft. We can't find anything broken.
Despite everybody's efforts, Martin picks up a time penalty for leaving service 2 minutes late. Anyone would feel despondent after what Martin has suffered on this rally. But it's been a remarkable comeback. The Estonian doesn't give up, and despite the frustrations of the day, he sets the quickest time on the next 2 stages. An indication of why Martin could be a future world champ. His teammate Francois Deval is also going well. But a stall causes the Belgian to lose crucial time. That lets in double world champ Carlos Sainz.
Atención, izquierda abrirse, izquierda acá en cuarta, en el cierre en cruce, no cortar. Para derecha acá corta, ras. Para izquierda acá se cierra poco y ras. Para derecha buena más se cierra, es bastante sucia y ras.
El Matador moves up to 6th.
Para derecha buena se cierra, se abre, 3.
If he can hold that position, he'll gain an extra championship point. Colin McRae's found his rhythm and is starting to push hard.
And and long 6 right, opens over crest, narrows, gravel ruts into 6 left and right, tightens to 5 minus, cut.
Perhaps a little too hard.
The right tightens to 5 minus, cut, gravel ruts into 5 left plus line and 6 right.
If we look at it again, it was a big impact, and Colin's fortunate to get away with it. It looks as if it's going to cost him a podium finish.
Is it okay? Yeah. Nothing bent or anything? No. Lucky? Very lucky.
On day 1, Richard Burns led the rally. But he started the final day down in 5th, trying to fight his way back up the leaderboard. Marcus Grunholm was still in the fight for the lead, but he's running out of stages.
Marcus, what's the problem? Slippery. Oh. The tires are looking very worn out now. Yes, really. Oh. Because we have to do one more.
Sebastian Loeb is closing in on victory. But he knows that Grunholm will push him all the way.
Let's just compare them as we come to the end of this exciting rally. As we're breaking into this slippery corner, a much nicer line on the inside by Grunholm, and sliding wide on the exit is Loeb.
The gap between Loeb and Grunholm is now 13 seconds. Burns moves ahead of McRae, but the Scot is only 7 seconds behind, and he'll be fighting all the way to the finish. Stay with us. Welcome back to the final stage of Rallye Deutschland. In 2002, local hero Armin Schwartz crashed out of his home event. 12 months later, he finishes the rally. So too does his teammate Freddie Loix. The Korean manufacturer's reliability greatly improved. It's the first time both Hyundais have completed an event since Sweden. Chilpanizzi is still recovering from a cracked rib, but considering he was a rally favorite, he won't be happy with 10th. Petter Solberg won Cyprus a month ago. 4 weeks later, the Norwegian's been feeling under the weather in Germany. He perked up on the final day, finishing in 8th place and gains a championship point. Solberg's former teammate, Marco Martin, finishes 5th. He's the most inexperienced team leader in the championship, but rally after rally, the Estonian produces the goods despite all the teething problems with the new Focus. Carlos Sainz claimed 6th position and 3 points to hang on to 2nd place in the championship standings. He's finished 11 rallies in a row. But in Germany, Sainz is outscored by teammate Colin McRae, who finishes 4th. It's going to be a difficult decision for Citroën to choose between these two for next year. Richard Burns is still aiming for that first win with Peugeot.
Braking, turn medium left minus, slippy, inside.
But another podium finish for the British driver extends his championship lead.
Easy right. Richard finished the stage.
Thanks to both of you. We are waiting for Marcus to finish, and you did a good job, and it's nice for you and for all of us. Thank you. See you here at the service.
Burns is beaten by teammate Marcus Grunholm yet again. Finn completes the rally as the leading Peugeot. Loeb hasn't got victory in the bag just yet. Going to be a nerve-wracking drive to the finish as his team let him know he's only 3 seconds ahead with half of the stage still to go. Grunholm, hungry for that first tarmac victory, is not about to give up.
Muta. 8 ja vasen hidan risteys. Mutaa. Tässä on mutaa. Maali.
He sets a tough target for Loeb to beat. Let's watch Sebastian to the end to see if he can claim the victory. Loeb has to beat a 10:45.7 for the victory. He's done it. He's slower than Grunholm on the stage, but it doesn't matter. He successfully defended his German title.
Congratulations, winner.
Yes, thank you. But Marcus was very fast in the last. I think he will slow down a little bit. But of course, I had a medium point in the stage where I know I'm a lot behind him, and I pushed to the end. Only 3 seconds, I think, difference between him and me.
Loeb takes the win. Grunholm finishes second with teammate Burns third. Further down the leaderboard, it's a disappointing result for Panizzi, while the Hyundais of Leutz and Schwartz finish 11th and 12th.
Sebastian, congratulations. 2 wins in 2 years.
Yes, 2 wins, and what a hard win. It was very difficult. We had to fight since the beginning of the race, and now we won. It's okay, but it was very difficult.
Special to win in front of all your home fans as well.
Yes, it's always, because it's the second time, it's always a pleasure to win here, because I have a lot of fans. It's the rally which is the most near from my home, and to win here, I have all my fans here, and that's very nice.
Marcus, second overall is a great result, but when are you going to win that first asphalt rally?
How can I know that? Now it was close, but maybe the mistake in the morning cost us the win. But okay, we will see in the end of the year when we have these 3 rallies on the asphalt if I can do it.
Richard still leading the championship, but this one's been a tough one for you.
It was really difficult, especially today. When it's been raining on and off, we've been on the right tyres, the wrong tyres, and a lot of mud on the road as well today. So been quite tricky, quite fun, and nice to finish in a good position.
Well done. The Star of the Rally award goes to Marco Martin. He was quickest on 10 of the event's 22 stages, and his drive to come back from 10th to 3rd on Saturday was awesome. Marco decided to share his victory with his co-driver Michael Park and his gravel and tire crews for all their help over the weekend. Marco gets $5,000 to give to the charity of his choice. A podium place means that Burns still leads the championship while Sainz is his closest rival. The maximum points of 10 go to Sebastian Loeb, which means he moves up to 4th. No points for Tommy Mäkinen, Tony Gardemeister, and Didi Oriol, who all retired. Peugeot retains their lead in the Manufacturers' Championship, but Citroën have closed the gap. Just 1 point separates Ford from Subaru. Nikki and Penny with more.
Well, we haven't seen a rally quite as exciting as this for a long time. You had 4 rally leaders, 8 stage winners. It was packed full of action.
Well, I thought Monte Carlo rally was tough with all that ice and snow, but I mean the mud, the gravel and all those wet, slippery conditions, this is a real belter.
Well, of course, tyre choice made a big difference to a lot of people. Some people were lucky, some people made the right choice. Marco Martin, I think the unluckiest guy of the whole rally. He won 10 stages and finished 5th.
Well, yes, and it's transmission problems yet again. But at least they know the car is fast, and from here they can always make it reliable. But he was a deserved winner of my Star of the Rally. As you say, there was nobody else in it for me.
Absolutely. Now, poor old Richard Burns, we thought this was his chance to beat Marcus Grönholm,
Yeah.
and he didn't. He's now done 26 rallies without a win. He's never won for Peugeot, but he still leads the World Rally
Well,
Championship.
there's something to be said with the new point system. I mean, it was designed to bring more people into the championship. It shows that a steady, consistent run pays dividends. Richard's going to win. He showed that he's up for it. He did well on the first couple,
Yes.
but it fell away at the end.
Now, of course, Sebastian Loeb won the rally, his 3rd win. He's only 29 years old, but he keeps such a cool head, doesn't he?
He does, and it was getting very close on that last stage. I mean, the split, he started off slowly, lost 9 seconds in something like 9 kilometers, picked it up again, but just did it. But the guy has got a very bright future, and I think he could win this championship.
Now, I tell you what, the rain has started all over again. It's been like this all weekend. How those drivers have done it in these conditions, I don't know. But we'll see you next time in Finland.
In less than 2 weeks, the World Rally Championship heads to Finland for the classic fast and flowing gravel stages, and you can expect the Scandinavians to dominate what is a classic on the rally calendar. It's going to be tough to have a more exciting rally than Germany, but check out Rally Finland August 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern and Thursday, August 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Rally Extra wraps it all up. In the meantime, Rally Access is coming your way Saturday, August 9th. It's been an action-packed weekend, and Rally Deutschland has been a thriller. I'm Ralph Sheen. Be sure to join me for Rally Finland. So long, everybody.